Nishimoto Hawks. It is the week of February 15th, 2021, and it is going to be another Hawk-tastic week for distance teaching and learning. We hope that everybody enjoyed their 3-day weekend in celebration of President's Day and also had a wonderful Valentine's Day this past Sunday. We want to wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year as we start our first week of school within the year of the ox. So if you're unfamiliar with Lunar New Year, it is a celebration of the first new moon of the new year, often celebrated by China and other Asian countries. So we are looking forward to a strong, great year of the ox coming up. This week, we do have an ELAC meeting that is going to be happening on Thursday the 18th at 4 o'clock. So a link will be shared through the Parent Square app. So if you want to join that meeting virtually, it is for the families of our English language learners, but all are welcome to attend and give their input. Again, that meeting will be on this Thursday. We are continuing our celebration of Black History Month as we enter our third week of February. The first week, we learned a lot about famous Black inventors. Last week, we focused on musicians, and this week, we are going to be learning about some famous Black activists. An activist is somebody who works hard to support a cause, most often fighting for social or political change. The activists that we are going to be learning about this week have all made pivotal contributions to the civil rights movement. This week, Miss Lyon will be continuing her activities in her Google Classrooms after school. I know she's gotten a lot of great feedback and they've been a lot of fun. This week, she will be teaching all of our students about some very famous and maybe not so famous, but still important activists that have played key roles in the civil rights movement here in the United States. Students may learn about people such as Frederick Douglass, who was an escaped slave and later became a leader in the abolitionist movement, which is sought to end the practice of slavery. His work was an inspiration to the civil rights movement of the 1960s and even beyond that. Students may also learn about Amelia Boynton Robinson. Amelia Boynton Robinson was a civil rights activist beginning in the 1930s when she initially started advocating for voting rights after she became one of the very first registered African American voters in the city of Selma, Alabama. Another important activist that our students might learn about that worked right alongside one of the most famous activists, Dr. Martin Luther King, is John Robert Lewis. He was an American politician, statesman, and civil rights activist and leader. He served in the United States House of Representatives. He fulfilled many key roles in the civil rights movement, and his actions helped to end legalized segregation here in the United States. And finally, most of us have heard about Rosa Parks and how she refused to give up her seat on the bus. But did you know that Claudette Colvin, only 15 years old, did the same thing 9 months before Rosa Parks did? At only 15 years old, she stood up for her own rights, was arrested, but later became a key witness in the lawsuit that helped end segregation on public transportation in the state of Alabama. Those are just a few of the activists that our students might learn about with Miss Lyon after school this week. If you want to find out more, be sure to visit her Zoom sessions each day, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. The information to log into those can be found in her Google Classroom. We are also so excited to share not just one, but 2 videos of separate read-alouds. One about the March on Washington with Dr. Martin Luther King, the other about the Underground Railroad, performed by one of our very own 6th grade students, Tyler Joseph Harris. So he did a phenomenal job reading these stories for us. You can find those linked to our website, on our Facebook page, or in Miss Lyons' Google Classroom. Great job, Tyler Joseph. We are super proud of you. It's birthday time, and we do have several student birthdays to be celebrated this third week of February, starting with Juan R. from Miss Aguayo's class, who is celebrating on the 15th. Celebrating on the 16th, also from Miss Aguayo's class, happy birthday to Alicia C. We have 3 students celebrating on the 17th. Happy birthday to Gary A. in Mrs. Lovato's class, Bison S. from Mrs. Mortier's class, and Gohan V. from Mr. Rivera's class. Celebrating on the 18th, happy birthday to Ashley C. in Mr. Contreras' class. Celebrating on the 19th, happy birthday to Paisley C. in Mr. Adams' class, Judith V. in Mrs. Evangelista's class, and Emily V. in Mrs. Molina's class. Celebrating on February 20th, happy birthday to Nadine B. in Mrs. Medina's class and Omar L. in Mr. Irie's class, as well as Ismael Z. in Mrs. Hernandez's class. And finally, those students who are celebrating on the 21st, happy birthday to Mia C. in Mr. Irie's class, Mark G. in Mrs. Mendoza's class, and Giovanni M. in Mrs. Ragsdale's class. We hope that you all have great birthdays. We do have one very special staff birthday to celebrate this week. Ms. Alma Mendez from our county program, working with Mr. Contreras' class, is celebrating on the 20th. So we hope that you have a great, fantastic birthday, Ms. Mendez. That is all of the announcements that we have for today. Remember, Nishimoto Hawks don't just fly, we soar. Show respect, offer kindness, act responsibly, and are ready to learn. Let's have another hawk-tastic week.